Jo, halt zurück zu Sherlock Holmes. Wir haben das letzte Mal gesagt, dass wir das Flüchtlingslager jetzt mal aufs Korn nehmen und mal gucken.
Clearly a left handprint here.
Okay, 9. Gibt es hier noch mehr? 9, das ist das höchste wahrscheinlich. 4, 5, 9. Wo ist 1? Acht, 5, 6, 7, wo ist denn 1? Na Leute,
excuse me, just one question. Oh, I don't know about that. Ask one of the others.
Schon klar, okay, dann gucken wir uns das mal an. Achso, das ist 2. Oh, Number 1, okay, verstehe.
Coal dust under the nails. I don't see much coal around here. An interesting tattoo. Does it mean something?
Ich finde das hier irgendwie wichtiger.
A steel dirk. Sharp. A common accessory among sailors and soldiers. I'd say the blade penetrated upward, however the wound is too messy to be certain. Heavy boots, with one sole far more worn than the other. This man was limping, John.
Okay.
A violent death. But this man, limping. Coal dust. I think we're onto something here, John.
Nicht ins Wasser gehen, das tut weh. Okay, also. Gucken wir uns 2 an.
£1,000. A fair sum, especially considering British currency isn't very common in Cordona. Malpal, soaked with salt water. A simple leather sheath. Perfect for a dirk.
Ja, der die Hülle schon hat. Ist wohl seins, oder?
Someone bled profusely here. A fresh crack, as if the crate was hit recently.
Wo ist denn die gute 4? Da hinten, ne? 6, 7.
A furrow in the ground. A blood trail leading to or from the canal. Clearly a left handprint here.
Tja, blutige Hand.
Oh, carnelian agate beads, a traditional African adornment. No hint of blood or impact. It might have been used as an improvised weapon. The blood sprayed off the blade after the strike.
Okay. Von der Klinge. Barfuß.
Someone was dragged against their will. The cut is deep, potentially serious if not treated immediately. He is in shock, feverish and dehydrated.
Sherry, you know first aid. Surely you have a duty to help this man. You can't leave him to certain death.
Excuse me, just one question. Unfortunately, my casebook is empty on this. That will kill, not save him.
Ich würde sagen, Stechpalme, meine ich, ist doch übelst giftig.
It won't do any good.
Seerose.
I'm afraid these leaves can only be added to tea. I can use this to stop the infection from spreading.
Ist noch was Schönes, was wir mitnehmen könnten? Ah ja.
I'll use it to create a solution.
Reicht das vielleicht schon?
Could you help me? Unfortunately, my casebook is empty on this. Just washed. Better than nothing to bandage the wound. I've plated all the ingredients, now to prepare the first aid solution.
Das war -2, 1. -2.
Thank you.
This should make you feel better, my friend. Now remain lying down and drink as much water as you can.
Well done, Sherry. At least he won't die from the infection.
So, und jetzt nochmal gucken, was wir hier sonst noch am Start haben. Achso, warte mal. Das heißt, wir müssen schon lösen, ne? So, was haben wir rausgefunden? Lassen wir nochmal lesen. Ups, ne, ich meinte... Ja, ich meinte das eigentlich. Wo ist denn da jetzt die Info? Junge! Okay, lass uns mal schauen, dass wir das dann jetzt rausfinden. Na so, Moment.
The refugees have been detained and will not leave until all the circumstances are clarified.
No one deserves to end up in a place like this.
A man's footprint. A heavy boot with a worn-out sole.
Also die beiden sind hier durch, okay?
Police boots. Always happy to trample evidence. You know what? I'd like to understand.
What?
How did our dead man end up inside the camp in the first place?
Hier irgendwie so durch? Wahrscheinlich nicht, oder? Kanalisation oder so? Können wir da durch? Nee. Doch.
If they find out about the passage, everything will go to hell. Nobody will know anything if you keep your bloody mouth shut.
The coppers smell fishy here, Sheriff. Perhaps we should sniff around in the camp a little more thoroughly.
Sealed shut. I doubt our man could get through these grates.
We have seen some dark places in Cordona, but this...
Hier kommt er nicht rein. Front Door wahrscheinlich auch nicht.
Back off.
Ein Floß oder was?
It's unlikely anyone could get in or out of the camp by water without alerting the police guards. No, it's too short for these walls or cliffs.
Ich sage irgendwie sowas wie... Ja, hier Abwasserkanäle oder sowas. Gibt das nicht? Kommen wir nicht rein, ne? Nö. Und hier? Auch nicht.
You still here?
I'll just look around and do my paperwork. You won't even notice me.
I wish.
Irgendwie fehlt noch was, ne?
We have seen some dark places in Cordona, but this...
Can I ask you a question?
Oh, I don't know about that. Ask one of the others.
Do you know anything about this?
Unfortunately, my casebook is empty on this.
Everyone's looking at us, Sherry.
You sure you
Could
know
you help
what
me?
you're doing? Unfortunately, my casebook is empty on this. Back off.
Ich hätte jetzt gedacht, er kann uns vielleicht irgendwas erzählen, oder? Nö.
Help me, please.
Unfortunately, my casebook is empty on this.
May I ask you something?
Unfortunately, my casebook is empty on this. Back off.
Die Cops erzählen nichts, ne?
Are you able to help me?
Oh, I don't know about that. Ask one of the others.
Time to check your who, what and what. Sherry.
May I ask
Who
for
are
your
you
assistance?
asking about what
Unfortunately, my
and dressed
casebook
as
is empty
what?
on this.
May I ask you something?
Unfortunately, my casebook is empty on this.
Everyone's looking at us, Sherry.
You sure you know what you're doing?
You still here?
I'll just look around and do my paperwork. You won't even notice me.
I wish.
I hope I'm not making a grave mistake in trusting you, Mr. Holmes.
Who isn't allowed to visit the crime scene these days?
Help me, please.
Oh, I don't know about that. Ask one of the others.
Murder! Beasts!
Ich glaube, hier raus können wir jetzt nicht gehen, ne? Es gibt dann sofort Ärger. Also bleiben wir erstmal drin.
Excuse me, just one question.
Oh, I don't know about that. Ask one of the others.
Ja, aber klar. Ja komm, die gehören doch zusammen. Also nochmal weg damit. Könnte sein. Okay, lass uns mal weiter gucken. Fallmappe. Also das Ding hier. Wir müssen ja irgendwas finden hier. Haben wir alle Sachen angeguckt? Ja, das haben wir auf jeden Fall angeguckt. Kann er sonst nur vorne durch, oder?
Well done, Sherry. At least he won't die from the infection.
Keine Idee hier irgendwie. Tja, was könnte das denn, was könnte uns da helfen? Ist halt ein bisschen schwierig, ne? Weil ich meine, im Lager sind sie halt, also ist ja sonst keiner außer der Cops. Und wir müssten halt eigentlich dann mal schauen, dass wir uns vielleicht nochmal irgendwie verkleiden oder sowas. Vielleicht bringt das was.
beasts.
Ah. Doch noch was. Okay.
A single Malpal-butt.
Schon ein paar getrunken.
Roadman's cigarettes.
Achso, andere.
A brand highly regarded by law enforcement officers. So there wasn't any sophisticated infiltration plan. The good old police just let the man into the camp. Now we have everything we need to get the full picture of what happened at the camp.
Okay. Also sie haben ihn vorne reingelassen, er ist reingekommen, dann haben sie Ärger gemacht. Irgendwie sowas, ne? Können wir denn vorne anfangen oder wo fängt's an? Ja. Hier blutet er schon, ne? Aber er muss sich ja irgendwie abstützen und so. Das ist, glaube ich, das. Ja, die kämpfen. Man muss ja darüber gestolpert und irgendwie muss das Ding kaputt gegangen sein. Also es macht das Sinn. Mhm. Wo lag denn das Messer? Das ist die große Frage, ne? Das steckt ja hinten bei ihnen sozusagen drin. Er hat es nicht. Die müssen gekämpft haben. Weil er hat ja auch eine ordentliche Wunde gekriegt. So. Ja, das macht Sinn. Wer verteidigt die? Kann ich mir auch nicht vorstellen. Ich glaube, er ist hier irgendwie reingekommen, hat irgendwie Scheiße gemacht, ne? Aber wenn er die rausholen wollte... Das kann natürlich auch sein. Er geht rein, will die rausholen. Erstmal gucken. Das ist der letzte Kram hier. Das ist ja gegen ihren Willen, ne? Naja, das ist gegen ihren Willen. So, er zieht die mit. Der will helfen. Ne? Wird hin, die kommen. Ne? Auf keinen Fall. Ja. So, die wollen alle helfen. Dann fighten die hier. Jetzt muss man überlegen. Hat er hier schon das Messer? Dann merkt er, oh, ich hau ab. Könnten natürlich hier schon fighten, ne? Was ist hier noch möglich? Ja, aber irgendwie muss er ja erstochen werden, ne? Ja, passt das irgendwie?
So, we have a thug who came to take a refugee woman with him. She resisted, but he dragged her by force. One of the refugees stood in his way, armed with a stick, yet he could do nothing against a cutthroat with a blade. The man didn't anticipate that the other refugees would intervene and stand against him. In the confusion, the woman managed to break free. The thug took fright and fled. He was stopped by the falling crates. He stumbled and fell, piercing his chest with his own blade.
Ja, blöd.
However, the wound didn't cause instant death. He managed to stand, but still bleeding, he lost his balance on the bridge and fell. Before all of this, the man had freely entered the camp through the main entrance. The police admitted him after they had a short smoke together.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword. In our man's case, it's the same sword.
Tja, soll man halt nicht so mit sich rumschleppen, ne? Lass mal quatschen.
You still here?
Na klar. Also,
Inspector, I believe I can aid your investigation. I know who the dead man is and what really happened here.
You do? Well, good for you. But I'm afraid I'm not the one you need to share your findings with. Speak to Mr. Harlow here. He's the one responsible for settling things in the camp.
You don't even care to listen?
Oh, I do care. And maybe even more than I need to. But I'm only here today to lock the place up, question witnesses, and file the facts. It's sad, but coming up with conclusions is not among my tasks here. You fellows at City Hall do that. Anyway, speak to the supervisor. I'll just stand by and listen to what you have to say. Your problem, not mine.
The guards at the sewers were speaking about taking refugees out of the camp. Do you know anything about this, Inspector?
Less than you do, obviously.
And this doesn't bother you as an officer of the law?
I can neither punish them nor put them on the right track, if that's what you're asking. Maybe your friends at City Hall could do something about it, but I seriously doubt that. To be honest, I'm sick and tired of being frowned on for my uniform. If those fine gentlemen you've eavesdropped on are in some shady business, that's on their heads.
okay. Das war's schon. Ein bisschen weiter quatschen mit ihm hier.
Mr. Harlow, your refugees didn't murder anyone.
What? Pray tell me what you've learned.
All right, listen carefully. This might solve one problem for you, but will create a few more.
Oh, well, that's a great start.
The man came to the camp intending to kidnap one of your refugees, a woman. What he didn't expect was that the refugees would stand up to protect the woman. A brawl had broken out. In the chaos of it, the man stumbled over those crates and fell on his own blade.
How do you know he fell on his own blade?
The wound in his chest was inflicted from an unusual angle. It was not an offensive stab, shall we say. The refugees didn't touch him. And judging by the blood at the scene, the intruder managed to raise himself but was unable to walk very far. He ultimately fell into the canal.
But how did he sneak into the camp? Why didn't the police see him?
And this is where your new problems emerge, Mr. Harlow.
What do you mean?
You're not a dull-witted man. You know what I mean. There is no feasible way to get into the camp without the police guards knowing of it.
The pile of mess I had to sort out has just become bigger, but somehow that doesn't surprise me. Anyway, I thank you for your help, Mr. Holmes. I'll take it from here. Meanwhile, I'll make sure the police aren't detaining the refugees any longer. You can go back in and look for your witness.
You think one small clerk can make any difference in this place?
Who knows, John? Just one ill-fitting cog could make the whole machine crumble. Excuse me, just one question.
Sorry. We don't see much here.
Okay, aber Fallmappe technisch. Okay. Warte mal. Das haben wir doch aber eigentlich geklärt. Was geht vor sich?
May I ask for your assistance?
Sorry. We don't see much here.
Mhm.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
Sorry. We don't see much here.
Everyone's looking at us, Sherlock.
You sure you know what you're doing?
Er spricht immer noch nicht.
You're the one who tended to our man's wounds. I thank you greatly. The
You're
police
welcome.
didn't allow us to help him.
The police will leave you alone now. I've proven to them that the man who came into the camp died due to his own foolishness.
Thank you for standing up for us. But nobody would help us without a reason. You're here because you want something.
Yes, I do. I need to speak with the girl drawn here.
The dead man came for her too. He wanted to take the girl away, but we won't allow her to be hurt again. What do you want from Nayla?
Nayla. She was hurt some time ago. I'm here to find the people who did this and bring them to justice. And to find them, I need Nayla's help. Will you let me speak to her?
Justice. There's no justice on this land. But you helped us, so maybe your words are not empty. You can speak to Nayla, if she wants it. But I will be watching you.
Hello, Nayla? My name is Sherlock. I know someone hurt you. I am here to help. I'm trying to find the people involved and bring them to justice. Please. There is a photograph, and I'm sorry, it is terrible, but I simply must ask. Where did this happen? What can you tell me about these people? Christ, Sherlock. Nayla, I'm sorry. I'm not very good at this.
You come here for me, but you are rude and cruel and condescending. A cross. The man had this cross. Now go away. Leave us be. I do not need another white man's help.
Okay.
Oh, glad that wasn't me.
Not my best work, John. By a long shot.
So, hatte das Cross. Okay. Was heißt nochmal dieses Symbol?
Nayla doesn't want us meddling. I'm starting to wonder what this all achieves.
But she helped you.
At least some of your kind have a heart. Thank you again.
We can still catch him.
Ja, das passt jetzt nicht. Warte mal. Weg damit. Also. Macht Sinn, oder? So, jetzt müssen wir mal gucken. Ja, er trug dieses Kreuz. Okay. Das meinte sie mit Kreuz. Okay, so und jetzt...
I owe you a lot, Mr. Holmes.
You still here? Go and bother someone else with this, son.
The intruder has a most peculiar tattoo on his neck, 2 lines and a point. Do you know anything about it?
You really want to know, kid? Why? You want to play a policeman or something?
I'm sure you have it in your records, so it won't hurt if I have it in mine.
In my records, it's just a tattoo, as it should be in yours. Ah, to hell with you. Suit yourself as to what you're going to do with it. Off the record, though, such tattoos are often connected to a man named Mr. Niccolo Bernadotti.
Bernadotti, you say?
A respectable businessman in Scalario. His company imports goods and wines, and smuggles everything that can be smuggled between the colonies and the mainland. His people can be identified by an obscure tattoo, just like the one over there our friend has. But these are all merely rumors, you see. If Mr. Bernadotti was a criminal, he'd be in prison now. Or hanged, right? You're disturbing a hornet's nest here, son.
Ja, okay, verstehe. So, aber, das heißt, wir müssen noch ein bisschen forschen hier. Nach ihm. Jetzt sind wir danach. Aber, hier fehlt doch noch was. Wen können wir denn da noch mal fragen?
I owe you a lot, Mr. Holmes.
You're disturbing a hornet's nest here, son.
Ja, dann wollen wir doch irgendwie mal...
May I ask for your assistance?
They often take us from the camp to work. Most don't mind, though. It's the only way to get a glimpse of freedom.
So there's a smuggling ring in the camp. This wasn't the first time that someone freely entered the camp to take a refugee out.
At least it was certainly his last time. My gut tells me that we'll learn more about this ring when we find out where the thug came from.
Okay. Das heißt aber dann auch, weil wir das geknackt haben, heißt jetzt nur noch Recherche, ne? Okidoki. Ich würde mal sagen, dass wir hier jetzt dann im Camp eigentlich alles fertig haben, oder? Weil der Rest ist jetzt ja sozusagen die Leute herauskitzeln, die das halt zu verantworten haben. Und in deren Auftrag der hierher gekommen ist. Okay, aber das schauen wir uns erst beim nächsten Mal an, okay? Bis dann, ciao.